Yo, what is up? What is happening? Welcome to another episode of Figured It Out, where you get to watch me go through my artist journey. Um, I got a beautiful scenery situation going on. I am in here in beautiful Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. One of the top five life decisions that I have ever made. Um, Let me go through my top life decisions. Let me see. There is moving out my parents' house, having a vasectomy. I want to say like my kids, but my kids don't fuck with me. At some point, they might move up the list. Like only time could tell. And then there's let me see. So moving out my parents' house, getting a vasectomy, joining the army. So that's number three. Getting out of the army and moving to Mexico. There we go. There go my top five life decisions. Um, and then we got honorable mention having my kids. And then there is yeah, quitting my job. Yeah, when I quit that job at Texas Southern University back in 20, what year was that? It was 2020? Yeah, midst of the pandemic. And reason why I quit because I wasn't happy. And what's crazy is the fact that my baby mom, I was living in Houston at the time, and my ex-wife, she was mad at me because I quit my job. Because, I'm the one that kind of always got to kind of do what I wanted to do as far as my life. But there were still consequences. I still had to like pay child support. There was a lot of shit that came with my freedom. And then she understood at some point. But yeah, I had to quit that job because um we got to the pandemic. I got to the 1 year mark. They didn't give me a raise. They forgot my birthday. I was teaching from home. I had to pay more money for my internet, which they weren't paying for. And then my workload increased. And the workload increase was kind of my fault because I didn't get along with my pile leader. Did not get. I literally wanted to fight that woman. Like she worked two jobs. She didn't have to work two jobs at all. She was from St. Louis, and I thought we would have got along on that point, but maybe there was some sexual tension there or something like that. But she dated somebody that was in the Navy, so I'm pretty sure like me being an Army vet, I was probably triggering her. And then I'm fresh out of grad school because I got my master's in social work with a concentration in clinical therapy. And so I used to psychoanalyze her. I was all like, "Yo, what's up? What's going on?" So yeah, one time we was walking, she was pissed off. She's like, "Stop psychoanalyzing me." But yeah, but yeah, during COVID, I had my COVID boo staying out with me, and I was seeing her live the artist life, and I was like, "All right, fuck this job." Oh man, I kind of look back and I'm like, damn, I should have documented more of that. There's a lot of art from that time, and I look back at my art from that time period, and it was a lot of not giving a fuck. It's funny. I was doing a lot of performance art. Like I had my mask that I got a blamp from Blammo. I need to do more with that. And I was doing performance stuff, and it's funny seeing the artist Thelonious art. He does like kind of the he darkens his skin a little bit, and he has gold grills, and he does like kind of different move. You just have to look him up. But I'm like, damn, I was kind of ahead of my. I know people did performance art, but the stuff he's doing, I kind of was doing that beforehand, and so there's that. But let's go ahead and get right into it. I'm just going to talk about some random shit. What I will get into is the Artist Way on chapter four. Like I said, I'm not reading this book all the way through. I've got a lot going on. I am picked up DJing again. I'm relearning my MPC because I updated it to MPC 3.0. So the whole interface is different for what I'm used to. So I'm relearning that. I'm working on this book, Red Leg 3. The goal is to have it done and out by October 12th, because that's the day I joined the Army. We'll see. I'm trying to write about at least 2 pages a day. And there's that. Um, and then what else? Playing my guitar. I kind of been behind because I was sick the last couple of weeks. I did go back to St. Louis and Kansas City um, the week before last or whatever. And then going to the gym and then balancing having a girlfriend like that. Trying to balance being in a relationship and then being an artist is new. If it was up to me, I would literally make beats all day, work on my art all day, not go to bed till about 4 in the morning, not wake up until like 1, 2 in the afternoon. And yeah. But where I have to schedule out like I was like, yo, I gotta make time for her. You know, we gotta watch a movie together. I think she's supposed to get back from the gym. I'm like, yo, baby, let's watch Goodwill Hunting or something like that. And I feel like being in a relation. I know I'm gonna get to Artist Way, but I feel like being in a relationship now, right now for me, is a little bit easier because my art really hasn't. I see myself being busier. Um, I know it was interesting. Like when I was back in Atlanta, trying when I did have there was a little brief period of time I had a was were we in a relationship? I think yeah we were. And yeah, trying to do my comedy and then have her like come along with me sometimes. And it was hard to do for me to do comedy with my girlfriend sitting there in the audience. And there was at one point I was like, yo, baby, can you stay at the crib? So it's just all about balance. And then also too, with me doing DJing, once I get out into these spots and doing more of that stuff and just getting myself out more as a artist, there's gonna be temptation. And when we before we started dating, I told her that I can do a lot of monogamous things, but I'm not a monogamous person. But at the same time, I'm not going to cheat on her. And if anything, I'll just have to be like, yo, somebody trying to holler, you gonna have to holler at my girlfriend. And then if we do something more, um, then we'll see. But like she's more on the conservative side. And yeah, she a church girl. And it's cool because it kind of balances me out. But at the same time, like I want to do some wild shit. Not too wild, not too wild. Like, I got boundaries and stuff like that. But we'll see. Um, I feel like it's easier to get away with a lot more stuff when more money's involved, but I don't know. But yeah, let's get to the artist way. So chapter 4, the summary of chapter 4 is this chapter is about honesty with yourself and creating space for your authentic creativity. Cameron frames it as reclaiming your integrity, meaning alignment between your inner self and outer life. Reading deprivation, aka the reading fast. The biggest tool here is to cutting out all reading for a week. Why? Because reading other media can become a way of consuming other ideas instead of let that go by. Generating your own. By removing it, you're left face to face with yourself, your own thoughts, your own creativity. Today, we'd expand this to include TV, social media, podcasts, basically any passive consumption. Space and substitution. When you remove reading, you suddenly notice how much time you free up. This time can be uncomfortable at first. It forces you to sit with boredom, impulses, and resistance. But discomfort leads you toward your own voice, imagination, and ideas. Integrity as alignment. This week pushes you to notice where your life doesn't line up with your true values. Maybe you're in a job, a relationship, or a habit that doesn't reflect what you are creatively. But cutting noise, you can better hear those inner signals. Morning pages, artist dates deepen with less outside stuff going into your head. Morning pages can become more raw and revealing, and artist dates become more imaginative. Whew, man, I really don't do the artist pages like I should. I'm trying to cram a lot into a day. On top of the fact that I deal with ADHD, but that could be excuses. But I really the only reading I really do now is on social media. I cut out Twitter. I don't well X. I don't do that no more. Reddit, cut that out. My big thing is TikTok, and I feel like I know I get a lot of ideas, but I don't know. It's interesting. Just being with my own thoughts. That's an interesting concept. So, excuse me. Key task questions in chapter 4. These are the kinds of reflective prompts Cameron gives you the answer to writing. What would you do if you didn't have to do it perfectly? Doing what I do now. Um, I don't really feel like I need perfection. I create from a space of imperfection. Um, yeah, I don't like for time's sake. I threw perfection out the door. I don't do a lot of editing. Um, I do minimal mixing. Basically I let I got this thing like um this plugin called Ozone. Like I let that do the mastering. Like I'm good. So let me see what else we got because we're getting low on light. What would you try if you knew nobody would judge you? I once again already do a lot of that. Um, I think I would do more of my OnlyFans stuff. That's something that's interesting because of being in a relationship and um, as she texts me, and because I think about her as well, and this might be a talk that we have at some point. And this usually what happens. Like when I would be doing the OnlyFans stuff, I would and I was dealing with somebody, I would pull back on that. And basically I do it just to put a lot of art out that I can't put anywhere else. So there's that. Let me see. Number 3 is what are some areas of your life where you're not being fully honest with yourself? Where am I not being fully honest with myself? Like how bad do I want it? Like how bad do I want what I want? And because it's all like I feel like from the outside, it looks like I'm put on a lot of work. From the inside, I still feel like I got to work that I need to put in. I'm not being fully honest with myself and my sexuality. My sexuality is very different. Um, it's like it's something that I would like to explore. I would like to explore with my girlfriend, but I feel like that's going to take a little bit more trust, and I don't know. We'll see, and that'll come out of my art. So there's that. I will say, like I've talked about it before, I'm like 95% straight, maybe 90. We'll see. I find myself being attracted to men and um, trans people, and it's interesting because I don't because men are easy for me. Like I get any dude that I want. And let me turn on this other light. Says I need to. We'll see if. All right, I'm gonna turn on this other light. See if that works. Bam. There we go. Because we are losing a lot of our natural light. Bam. I'm looking great. Um, I joked with one of the homegirls talking about how I had a whole gay fan club back in Atlanta at the Publix that I used to work at. I know they're missing me. Um, I don't know. We'll see because I'm scheduled to do ayahuasca um, in October, and so I want to break through a lot of my own self judgment. I want to break through. Um, I want to. I'm working on breaking through my attachment to money, and just break through. I want to be free. Like I just want to be all the way mentally free and move as a free person. So there's that. Let me see. Oh yeah, my attachment to these phones and social media. Like I want to have that time when I'm breaking away from all of it. Let me see. Let me see. Let me respond to this. Where did I put it? Where did I put it? Where did I put it? Chat GPT, where you at? Okay, all right. Where do you? This is number 4. Where do you feel like you're going through the motions instead of being true to yourself? I kind of had this conversation with myself last night where I said that it feels like it's the same cycle of up. I'm I'm up. I'm going through my day. I'm creating. Next thing you know, it's bedtime. Dreamland. Up. Going through my day. Creating. Dreamland. And I had to tell myself. I said I have to be okay. Like I have to kind of be okay with going through emotions, but growing through the emotions, but also doing something different. Like this right here. This is me not going through emotions. I was all like, yo, let me put, because initially I was gonna see, I was gonna do the setup for yoga, but I was like, you know what, let me knock out a figured it out episode. And so me not going through the motions is going to be me making yoga videos, me doing more figured it out episodes, me doing brothers need therapy episodes, um me um doing Twitch streams. Speaking of which, I need to order one more thing, and I'm mad because my iRig 2 was supposed to be here, but it's not. So I'm gonna have to report that. Um, Also, me practicing DJing every day. Me writing every day. Because I got to get the book out, and so that's how I'm breaking away from going through the motions. All right, hold on. Let me see. All right, let me send this woman a Uber. All right, where to for her? Done. La Isla. And then 2. Bam. So I need to hurry up and get this done because um she'll be here. All right, bam. C. All right. So okay. Number 5. If you weren't consuming, reading, scrolling, watching, what would you want to create or explore? I'd want to do more street photography. I'd want to um, do DJ sets on the Malecon, the beach front. Um, yeah, play my guitar. That'd be more of what I'd be doing. Uh, More YouTube videos, yoga videos. I think that's it. Let me see. Number 5. I mean, number 6. List 5 things you've been putting off because of not enough time, what could you start now with the space you're reclaiming? I'm gonna say nothing because I'm doing like I'm back to getting consistent with writing this book, um, practicing my guitar daily, um, DJing daily, um, I need to start, yeah, making these yoga videos with the mindset videos. So it's all coming together. Let me see. Number 7. Notice your impulse this week. When you want to read, what do you reach for instead? What does that tell you about your creative hunger? When I want to read or whatever, the times that I want to spend maybe scrolling or reading, I'm gonna do a better job of writing, um, making art, making music. So there you go. Let me see. The main challenge of the week is reading deprivation exercise. Most people resist it first, and Cameron insists it's one of the most transformative breakthroughs in the 12-week process. Do you want me to also give you a condensed worksheet version of this questions? No, no, we good. No, that's it. That's it. I think that's. Is there anything else I need to talk about? Oh yeah, I was talking to myself about my existence of dealing with the diagnosis of being bipolar, ADHD. I probably got a personality disorder in there somewhere, and then PTSD, CPTSD. So it's a very interesting, and it's I kind of I I I don't let it like run my life, but I notice when it comes out. Like when I had an interview with vocational rehab, um, I just like trying to talk to the woman. I was all like my mania was rolling, and so with that, I'm just waiting to hear back from them. I'm going for the self employment track, and like with that, I'm gonna ask for a new MacBook and maybe some other stuff. We'll see. I need to get approved first because she was all like, "Yo, I got to talk to leadership because you've had a VR and E case open before," and I told her like, "Yo, before I just wasn't in the position like mentally, and then with the substances and stuff like that." And then I said, maybe if that doesn't go through, we could do the employment track, get me back into the workforce. And I'm like, right there, that was me lying to myself. And also, I kind of didn't tell her I lived in Mexico too. So there's that. Because I don't want to work a job. Like I don't. Like I'm like thinking about working a job disgusts me, and I'm getting mad at myself when I even entertain it because I honestly feel like I'm going back to Egypt. And it's wild because like my brother he just accepted a job, but I get his position was a little bit different because like he was getting all his money from Uber Eats and Uber, and he got child support, and I get this nice check every month. So that's why I just need to ramp it up with the content, and I've got to be true to myself. I got to be true to myself and say, hey, if they come back to me and say, hey, we can do the self employment, but no, we can't do the self employment. We can try to get you back into the workforce. I'm going to have to say no because I believe in this so much. Like this is all I want to do. It's all I want to do. I do not want to invest in nobody else's like I don't want to invest in nobody else's job. Like I know it sounds crazy, but when you're an artist, you gotta be crazy to make it through this shit. But yeah, that's it. That's been another episode of Figured It Out. If you would like to be on Figured It Out, holla at me. My contact information is in the comments. And also, if you want to donate to the cause, my Cash App is $FORRESTJOB. And then my PayPal is a Divine Destiny LLC. There's a Divine Destiny LLC at gmail.com. But that's been another episode, and I'll holler at y'all later. Peace.